Welcome to Heart of North Texas, a philanthropic podcast that celebrates the work of nonprofit organizations in the region. In each episode, we will bring you stories of compassion, resilience, and dedication from the people who are making a difference in the lives of others. This episode brought to you by Credit the Cause, the home of the infinite donation. Today's guest is Nilsa Harris with Holiday Cheer for Seniors. And now, Zoe Martin.
We are really looking forward to hearing from our next guest. And before we get into what we're recording, I do want to say that the importance of the Heart of North Texas, the nonprofit organizations that are in the region, there's a huge variety. And we have had so many on, but this is one we haven't had. And our goal with the podcast is to reach people, to get them involved in the community, find out ways they can give back. And so I was on a post recently and mentioned something about the Heart of North Texas, and I was contacted that I needed to reach out to Holiday Cheer for Seniors. And I thought, I'm not familiar with this nonprofit organization. Let me look into it. And so I reached out to Nilsa, and we have her in studio today. So thank you for being our guest.
Thank you for having me today. It's an honor.
I'm really glad that we connected because I know very little about this organization. And as we were talking about before the show, you hear Holiday Cheer for Seniors, and your first thought is holidays approaching. Currently, the end of 2024, we're looking at Thanksgiving and Christmas, but it's more than that. So tell me a little bit about how you got started.
Okay. Yeah, so it all started in our home. My husband and I, my son, we love serving our community, and just thought, okay, the seniors in nursing homes. So that's how we started a few years ago from in our home, wrapping up gifts, and then I just posted on Nextdoor app and on Facebook. Ring also have some responses who wanted to join in with us, and they wanted to donate items or gift wrapping paper. So the first year we started with 80 residents.
Wow.
And now it's grown this year. By God's grace, now we're at 300 residents that we're going to be delivering gifts in nursing homes. So the way the organization, it was at first just from our home. And then this year, April 24th of 2024, we barely became Holiday Cheer for Seniors. So it's something that it's been growing within our community, our neighborhood, and just from our living room, that's where we started gift wrapping. And now we have some venues where we're going to, community rooms that they're going to allow us come in with volunteers. Nice. and wrap up gifts. So it's a process. So first it's my husband and I, we buy the gifts, and then we have an Amazon wish list as well. So when people ask if they, how they can support, then it's through the Amazon wish list, or people also like to go shopping with their kids and their families. And then it's the items that are more requested are blankets, homemade cards, socks, the non-grip, just minor things that the residents are asking for. And they definitely want kids to come in, and that's what they want for Christmas, is just have kids come in and give them holiday cheer.
Now that's an excellent point that you bring up. I'm going to back up a little bit. Your son was how old 3 years ago?
So he was 5 years. Now he's, so he started helping me when he was about 4, almost 5 years old.
Nice.
And now he just turned 8 years old, Benjamin, and he's been helping me ever since he was little, as little as the treat bags. Just let's put some candies in this, a candy cane, lotion in a treat bag, and just have assembly line. And now he's gone with me in. Last year, he went with me to the nursing homes, and we delivered the gifts to the seniors.
We, as our family, when my kids were younger, we homeschooled, and one of the things I had them do was community service. And one of the ways that we started was with Meals on Wheels. And the seniors absolutely love to have kids come to the door to bring them their meal. But my kids didn't love it. So we wound up finding some other avenue where they would enjoy volunteering. So that wasn't work. It wasn't good for them. But I know from that experience that seniors, they light up when they have young people interacting with them. So I know it does their heart good, which is wonderful. With your community, I know you said it was like your neighborhood initially. Is this like McKinney, Allen, Plano? Where are you located?
So my residence is in Little Elm.
Okay.
And so I first started because I definitely know of a low-income based nursing home. They're out in Denton. So I definitely like supporting low-income based as well as the ones that are more established assisted living. At the end of the day, everybody needs love and holiday cheer. So I do have a location in Denton. Also in Frisco, there's 2 nursing homes. And this year we've grown more to McKinney. One of the activities director reached out to me from the Adopt a Senior post on Facebook and asking if there was capacity to take on more seniors. So of course, my heart, I want to serve as many people as we can in the community. And she sent in to me, I have just a generic wish list format, a document that she had the seniors, or they helped the seniors fill out. And then, so there's 31 more residents that we took on from McKinney. So ultimately, like I said, it's actually, now we're at 300 residents total this year.
Yeah.
And then there's another site we picked up on Denton. So 15 here and just add it all up. And just right now we're Denton and Collin County. Okay. And I definitely need volunteers to help us deliver these gifts. I have a small SUV, and for the holidays throughout the year, like the last one we did was Grandparents' Day, my vehicle and my husband's vehicle, we both had them full of gifts. And I'm like, that was a smaller holiday. Now for Christmas, more gifts. And I've been thinking of possibly renting a vehicle, a van or a small U-Haul truck, because I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to transport 300 gifts. We do one city at a time per day. So the delivery days are going to be starting December 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So it's average about 75 gifts per nursing home facility, but it's like 75 gifts in a small SUV. And so we'll just have to speak with the North Pole and see if we can have the reindeers come and help us.
That would be very considerate of them, I think. With when you're dropping off these packages, you've got candy canes full of different things, you've got wrapped presents. Do you put them under a tree and then the residents come and pick out gifts, or how are they distributed?
What we do is definitely the volunteers. I have just a pull wagon and decorate it with Christmas decorations, and then we just I ask volunteers to bring in their big bags where they can fit in gifts, or also the wagons. Definitely, it's a pull tote bag, and we just go down the hallways and spread holiday cheer and love and singing carols. And this is how we. With it's prior authorization that we get from the nursing home, sure. So we can come in and they're expecting us, and we come and just 20, 30 residents, volunteers will come, and then we'll go knocking on the doors that we have their gift for them already per the wish list, and the residents that were not able to fill out a wish list, then we definitely have a generic gift that we provide to them. We want to make sure everybody gets a gift for Christmas.
Oh, wow. So when they're getting gifts, it's similar to an angel tree in that they get to choose some of the items that they would be receiving.
Correct.
Wow.
Yes. So I do have a Google form. It's from the Facebook post, initially Adopt a Senior. And that's where it goes into a Google form. And then that's where it's generic as it's generated if they want a male resident to adopt or a female. Thank God, literally it was yesterday, all the wish lists are adopted. So now we're focusing on the residents that didn't fill out a wish list. There's definitely residents that we will provide gifts to them, the blankets, socks, and slippers, pajamas, things like that to them.
You mentioned Grandparents' Day was a more recent holiday, and I'm curious then, is it also a fill-out form for different holidays, or is it generic? And it sounds like I don't know if there's a better term for it, a more available, open gifting as opposed to they fill out a form for every holiday, or do they only fill out a form for Christmas?
It's only for Christmas. That's where it's more of the bigger gifting is definitely the Christmas time. That's the previous holidays. So there's like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and Grandparents' Day. We give them a treat bag. So Valentine's Day, I'm thinking of making a treat with them in the form of a heart or kisses and thinking of you. And definitely we do homemade cards for all holidays, and we give it to them with some treats. It's a smaller gift, just we're thinking of you, we love you, we're here. And then for Father's Day, we give primarily to the men, whether they were a father or didn't have any children, but they were mentors still in their life. And still for the women, so they won't be left out, we still give them, so primarily it's the men, we give them a gift, and the women, we still give them something, we're thinking of you. And the same thing, vice versa for women, Mother's Day, we give them primarily a gift, like a little frame or something they can put their pictures in, and then just something smaller for the men. And that's just, those are smaller holidays, smaller gifts. But yes, the form is definitely only for wish list. Angel tree, in sense, it's for Christmas.
All right. And originally you started with 80. Now you've got 300. And this has been in 3 years' time?
Yes, it was since 2021. So that's when we started. This will be our third Christmas doing this.
What is the dollar amount are you spending per person? And I'm sure Christmas is a bigger time, but what is the average?
I would say average about $15, $20.
Okay. And I'm just multiplying that times 300, and I'm terrible at math. But still, I get that amount. So when you're thinking of someone for volunteering, obviously monetarily would be very beneficial, but even Amazon gift cards, tell me about opportunities for people to volunteer.
Yes, so there's definitely the monetary. People provide their own. They either here's a donation, monetary, and we purchase the gifts, or there's the Amazon wish list, and people go on there, or they just see generic items like, okay, there's a blanket, there's socks, slippers, and people want to do their own shopping and go and get the items themselves. Every way is acceptable for sure. People, if they're not able to monetarily do it that way, they contribute. There's also homemade cards. Definitely, there's also volunteers that right now I currently have a volunteer. Her and her family are going to help me fill out, pack the 300 treat bags, and the treat bags are going to be given. So I provided to them the supplies, hot chocolate, hot tea packet, candy canes, a cracker, and some hand lotion, just small things that are going to go in this sack, but it's also a Christmas card for the caregivers and for the residents that did not fill out a wish list. So I'll give them a little treat bag plus a blanket or something else. So definitely also volunteers are able to help out as well as helping pack the little treat bags or gift wrapping, transport the gifts. Definitely this year I really need help with transporting.
Yes.
And also gifts delivery. So it doesn't have to be only monetary. There's definitely other ways that it's well appreciated that people can also help in as well.
And I know you're going to need help to wrap gifts, especially the 300
Yes.
residents. Is that a select date where you say, okay, we're delivering December 20th, 21st, whatever the dates were? So maybe a week prior, or where can they get the information for actual wrapping?
Yes. So the dates for gift wrapping is there's 3 different dates: December 6th, 7th, and December 13th. Those 3 dates are going to be in Frisco. I have the locations already reserved for gift wrapping. Of course, I'm already gift wrapping at my home to start getting a head start because we have 3 hour time frame and we won't be able to do a whole lot. But at least we can get some gifts wrapped up with the volunteers that currently signed up. As far as for anyone that wants to register, there's the Facebook page, facebook.com/HolidayCheerforSeniors. And I do have there the information where people can go on there, send me a private message, or send me an email at HolidayCheerforSeniors@gmail.com. And people can also register as well there, and I can get them the information to sign up for gift wrapping or the gifts delivery.
And with people who volunteer, I know we talked about children. Is it a good idea to have children come and help with that, or are there better opportunities for children to volunteer?
Like my son, I know that's a very good example. When he was 3, 4, or even 5, 6 years old, that little age, the best task for them at that time is delivering gifts, helping to deliver gifts for the residents. Mm-hmm. It's more like 8 years old and above, mm-hmm. teenagers, and adults, so forth. That would be the ideal age range for gift wrapping.
Okay. That's good to know, because that was one of the things when I was volunteering with mm-hmm. my children, we needed to know what opportunities were available for children. And so it's good because some people like to volunteer with their kids and mm-hmm. Get them involved in community service. So this is ideal for maybe middle school, high school students that are looking for volunteer hours to put on their scholarship applications and things like that.
Yes.
And then we've got 3 different locations where people can come and do the gift wrapping. And then when it's time to actually make those deliveries, you're caroling, you're going to the doors, but that's for Christmas. For the mm-hmm. other holidays, what does it look like to deliver the gifts?
Yes. So when I arrived to the nursing home, prior I set up a time with the volunteers and let's meet at 10 a.m. We're going to do gift delivery at 10:30, so we can just have a short meeting and designate teams. Because the South Lake location it's a 3-story building, so we split up in teams. Definitely the volunteers that have helped me before, they'll be like the leader of that floor, and then the newer volunteers can help them. So we start, for example, at 10:30. Gifts delivery, 6 gift bags per person, whatever we can fit on the wagon and pull wagon, and just go down the hallways and just say Happy Grandparents' Day or Happy Mother's Day, Father's Day, and we're here. We love you, and we just wanted to give you something, just thinking of you. Also, residents, I've been asked before, the seniors, can you pray for me? Definitely love them and mm-hmm. want to love on them. And at the end of the day, we're doing this for the purpose of we're showing Christ's love. Christ said, love one another. And this is where this mission started. In my heart is I have the gift of serving. I love serving, even in other communities. My son and I and my husband, we just finished doing Samaritan's Purse, the Operation Shoe Boxes. We had 35 shoe boxes that we just took yesterday to church.
Nice.
On Sunday. And I love helping the community. So it's something that's how I was brought up by my parents. We would go, I was born and raised from Las Cruces, and we would drive in over to Juarez, Mexico, mm-hmm. and go take them clothes and see how people lived literally in cardboard boxes. We would take them clothing, take them food, toys, and that's how I was raised, to help others. And that's the same thing that I'm also showing our son, and helping all of us as a family. We can keep doing that, serving our community. God has blessed us so much, and we're able to help and bless others as well. And it's a blessing for us to see how we're bringing joy for the seniors. And now one resident said this past Grandparents' Day, she's like, I've never received a present before for Grandparents' Day. And to this day, that touches my heart, because it's like, wow, she's a grandma, and I don't know her story, if she has family in town or not, but that touches my heart where this is the reason why we're doing it.
Right. It's the little things that you pick up and then you just kind of put it in your pocket.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Which brings me to, you originally started just your family. Why Holiday Cheer for Seniors? Was there a great relationship with your grandparents, or did you know of grandparents, that were in nursing homes that weren't being visited? And what tugged at your heartstrings to make your nonprofit what it is?
Yeah, so my great-grandmother lived 87 years old, and my great-grandfather, he had a very long, blessed life, 104 years old. He passed in 2016.
Goodness.
And he was my dad. I called him Papa. And I miss them. It's that sore spot in my heart. I miss them. And thankfully, they were able to stay home, and we had nurses, and I even took care of grandparents so they were at the house. So growing up, I still have that spot where I miss my great-grandparents, but I know they're in heaven. And now, as an adult, I see, thankfully, there's a lot of opportunities and programs for single mothers with kids. There's a lot of organizations, Christmas, Angel Tree for kids. Mm-hmm. And I just see that for the seniors, there's not a whole lot of programs out there. And I helped many years ago with a nonprofit that they serve. They go in and help the seniors in nursing homes for Christmas. And so once my husband and I, we got married and I moved to Little Elm area, I just saw the opportunity that maybe this is where God has me as a purpose to help and serve in our community, the Frisco, Collin County, and also just do what I used to volunteer with before and do it now. And this is just how it all just got started.
That's great.
The Heart of North Texas is sponsored in part by Credit the Cause, a payment processing company that donates 40% of gross revenue to a charity of the business's choosing, turning the cost of doing business into purposeful giving. Visit creditthecause.com, the home of the infinite donation. And now, back to the Heart of North Texas with Zoe Martin.
I'm curious, your husband, the two of you have full-time jobs.
He's a full-time electrical engineer, and he's right now my sole financial sponsor. He's the one that he provides a monthly amount to me, and I'm able to only for Holiday Cheer for Seniors, and then that's how I am able to get gifts and things for residents. Also, I've been having bake sales. I just finished our last bake sale this past Saturday. I was doing that during the fall season and be able to just bake goods for 100% of the proceeds go to buying gifts for seniors. And I'm a full-time mom, stay-at-home mom, and I'm able to focus on my family as well as our nonprofit.
Well, and I'm wondering how many hours, because you're baking, you're wrapping, you're shopping, you're delivering. How many hours are you estimating that you put into your nonprofit?
That's a good question. Because like with the baking sale, that definitely, it was like 3 days full baking for 1 day, half a day, 8 to 12 bake sale.
Yeah.
For the gift wrapping, and I've been just eating, sleeping, wrapping, and then go to bed, and then delivering gifts. I have no idea how many hours.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Right?
And currently also I've been working with local businesses in Denton where they've agreed to have a collection box. So even though I reside in Little Elm, I've been driving out to Denton, and there was a location all the way in Aubrey, and they wanted to have it's a medical offices or Denton orthopedic therapy center in Denton and different locations. So I've been driving myself physically over with the collection boxes and drop them off. So I'm like, definitely those are opportunities where I can have volunteers help and if I could have someone designated where they're in Denton and they can go check on this collection box. And right now it's just, I would love to have more mini-me versions help me.
Yes, and that's great. I'm glad that you brought up the collection donation areas, because I was thinking if someone said, well, I can sponsor scissors and tape and wrapping paper, where would they take that? So is there a Little Elm location that's a donation center?
Yes, there is Premier Martial Arts. They're in Little Elm, Frisco off of King Road. That's one location for drop-off. There's also Sunny Cafe in Little Elm, my residence also in Little Elm, and then Fair Oaks, Denton. It's one of the nursing homes. They have a collection box, and there's 6 different sites right now that are having the collection box. Anyone can go drop off. Of course, I do have the hours of operation on the website, so it can help people to know what time to go. At our house, it's 24/7. We have a Ring camera, and thank God we've never had any packages taken, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But I've had people just come over on the weekend and drop off. There's plenty of options, so it can be whatever best fits people's schedules. I know they're working or on the weekend, and if anyone has any questions, they can always call me or text me my phone number, and I can definitely meet up with them. Or I've had people now even from Sander, Texas, just people farther. I'm like, wow, it's reaching out further in Justin, Texas, and it's really growing.
And I one of the things that's very cool about not just the podcast, but social media and people spreading the word is that you've got Holiday Cheer for Seniors here in our area, but this is something that someone else in another area could start, and they don't have to necessarily be a nonprofit, but they could be. Mm-hmm. And then here recently I heard a family, I don't know all of the gist, but they don't have grandparents local and they miss grandparents. Mm-hmm. And so they were asking if there was a set of grandparents that would adopt this family and then they could, do holidays together and things. And I was like, oh, that's really cool, because yes, when you don't have that family anymore, that it's a missed opportunity, yes. Right? Mm-hmm. And so being able to volunteer with an organization that connects with seniors, to be a blessing to the children, and there's just all of these repercussions that come from the opportunities that you're creating. So I think it's wonderful. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you want to bring up? I know we've talked, there's Valentine's is going to be coming, and then Father's Day or Mother's Day, Father's Day. I feel like there was Grandparents' Day, and then Christmas. And these are the holidays you're currently working. Mm-hmm. There's definitely more holidays, but there's also only one Nilsa. So
yes, that's the reason why right now it's limited to those few holidays. But as God brings more people and we can keep growing, and it would be nice ultimately if we can go in more holidays. Easter is another one that we want to go out and do next year. The only last thing I do want to mention, you briefly touched base, is yes, I did have a volunteer reach out to me very recently. She resides here in the DFW area. Her parents are out in Tennessee, and she's like, I don't know if it's okay if I can ask you, but my parents are interested. She was talking to her parents and telling them what Holiday Cheer for Seniors is. And she's like, would you be okay with guiding us? I'm like, of course. At the end of the day, it's serving God in our community. And that would be wonderful. And I told him I would be delighted to help them and to get established out in Tennessee.
Very nice.
It's all about helping at the end of the day. And so I'm definitely open. Anyone that wants to have a similar to Holiday Cheer for Seniors in another state, by all means, more than happy to help out, and people can reach out to me and I can guide them. My email, HolidayCheerforSeniors@gmail.com, and I would love to help, and people can spread it out in their own community.
That's wonderful. And we will have all your contact information in the show notes so people can reach out to you. I swear there's just so many more things that pop into my head and then I lose it. I have Thea. We call her Choo Choo because the thought is there, and then it's like the train is gone. So I guess that's where I'm getting to. I'm getting to that point. I do want to thank you for this sweet little gift. It is a Christmas ornament that says "Holiday Cheer for Seniors" on it. That's precious. And thank you so much for being a guest on the show. We look forward to hearing the opportunities that come up and how people can volunteer. I know what it was. What would be ideal characteristics for volunteers? Like, is there an age range, or are there qualities? What would be a good volunteer, like, avatar?
That's a great question. Just want the willingness to serve or help out our community, just someone that loves to give to others, and is wanting to just help. That's all, and willing to meet up at the locations to I just need physically people to just show up and help us. That's it. It's nothing. Someone asked me recently if there was any terms and conditions or a contract, like commitment of hours. It's just laid back, just relax, and just want to show up the day of to serve. And that's it.
If there was schools or, with younger kids and they're doing artwork or things that with cards could be put inside the donation boxes, because you're giving cards, and elderly people love to have all that little artwork that, to put on their dresser and whatever, to see that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be to a specific person, it just their name or their little artwork would be adorable. So I just wanted to put that out there and encourage that.
And I currently do work with Louisville ISD. There's a special needs high school students, and the teacher has been wonderful. She reached out. It was earlier this year. She reached out to me and asked if her students could make homemade cards. And of course, and they've been very faithful. They've done our Mother's Day, Father's Day, Grandparents' Day, and they're currently doing the cards for Christmas.
Very nice.
And they're really cute cards. And I just presented to her an idea of what I was thinking, and they've been able to execute this beautiful cards. And so definitely all the homemade cards are wonderful. I have another volunteer that she's a retired teacher, and she's been helping me for a few years now, and she does beautiful cards. And I told her, I don't want to give these away, but of course I do share with I give those to the seniors, but they're just beautiful, like, wow, like Hallmark cards. And she has her Cricut machine, and she's very talented.
That is wonderful.
So, and all homemade cards from kids, the seniors love that. They love homemade cards, and also to see the kids. That's what they want to see, kids for Christmas.
Yes, for sure. Well, I am really happy that you were able to join us and explain to us what Holiday Cheer for Seniors does. Look forward to watching y'all grow.
Thank you so much for having me today. It was an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a part of the success of the Heart of North Texas podcast. This episode was brought to you by Credit the Cause, home of the infinite donation. Please check our show notes for contact information for the program, our guests, and our sponsors, and please tag us on your social media. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.